All right, everybody. I don't know what happened here to my music. Hold on here. Everything got switched around. There it is. All right, everybody. Welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right. Someone was in my stuff in here and moved things around, it looks like. Welcome on in, everybody. NorCal Sports Network. Back to the Giants hat. You know, I wore this hat today. I was out tonight. I had to go somewhere, so I wore the hat. And, you know, they won the game. We'll get into it before we'll break it all down for you. But first of all, let us thank our sponsor of the show, Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Give Chapman Law Group a call for all your legal needs at 415-613-9483. Let them know NorCal Sports Network sent you. You got a personal injury situation, Chapman Law Group is the place to call. Again, 415-613-9483. All right, Lou. Giants get it done in New York in extra innings, 4-3. Didn't think they were going to get it done, but Patrick Bailey comes up with a big hit. And in the ninth, they hang on. They hang on with bases loaded. Rodriguez had to go through Soto and Lindor. I mean, Soto. And Alonso.
Yeah.
He hit Lindor, right? In the wasn't it? He hit Lindor, and then Soto flied out or popped out to Casey Schmidt.
Yeah.
And so let me just come on. Jeez. Trying to hit things and all right. So and of course our closer in New York, our other closer, Camilo Duvall, comes through down in Miami. His first appearance, he has a 12-10 lead and promptly chokes it away and gets walked off.
Imagine if it was in New York.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's not going to last. He may not make it through the year in New York. That might be the worst place for Tranquilo to be because he's so laid back and he's not going to know what hit him. He thought Lou Marston was bad in yelling at him as he walked off the mound in San Francisco. Wait till he has to deal with all of the bombastic fans that will not let loose. Yeah, so pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't think he makes it in New York. I think they will be so done with him by the end of the year. In fact, he could be the difference maker in them going anywhere in the playoffs or not. They'll figure it out that he's not reliable before the playoffs. But we're to hear if Duvall doesn't get the strike on that check swing, it throws him off and he blows the save. Does he not? Yeah. Schmidt had a good game today. Yeah, Schmidt played well in the field and 1 for 4. Got a double, hard hit down the left field line. Drove in a run, I believe. Did he? Yeah, he drove in a run. And a base on balls. Rafael Devers, the golden sombrero, his first 4 bats, Lou. What are we doing?
I'm sick and tired of them saying he's injured. I don't think he's injured. I think they're just trying to cover up because I've been hearing this now for 3 weeks. The guy's injured. No, the guy's not injured. He can't hit the high fastball. It's almost like the Yaz thing with and Chapman. As soon as they get 2 strikes, if you notice, all these pitches are 96 high on the outside, and he's trying to pull it. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. I mean, I personally hope the Giants get eliminated about a week to play and, sit them, try to figure it out because we need them next year, So I think it's important. But, yeah, it's getting worse. It's not getting better. And, I keep hearing, it's his back. Oh, it's his lower thing. Come on, guys. If he's playing the field, he's not as bad as we make it out to be. We're just covering him up. I'm glad the trade deadline went. Yeah, Yaz got a homer. Nobody really cares, JC. I mean, come on. We didn't like him as a Giant. Are you going to like him as a Kansas City Royal? So, but yeah, tonight's game I thought was good. We'll go over the players of the game. I know it's late, but, I thought today Ray was an ace. With everything going on with the Giants, he comes back, not like Webb, but Ray is the ace of the team, guys. So let's get that straight, okay? He shut him down. Crazy. I don't know if you saw the game, Dan, or most of the game, because I know you had stuff to do. But, he was in total control. The Mets were completely lost. That's what an ace does. The only thing about tonight's game that was miserable is we had the two bozos announcing. And, I'm so glad that the MLB network showed the game because it was close, because I didn't have to listen to the two clowns every single strike. But, of course, I
did not listen to him. I had the Mets announcers on.
It was so bad. Do you remember the night
when I heard – as soon as I heard Pence was on tonight, I was like, up. And I would have been going to New York anyway. But when Pence went on, forget it.
So do you remember there was a strike that they said, "Oh my God, it wasn't even close." And then the Giants got a gift where it was called a strike and foot outside. And then the check swing, they said, "Oh my God, these refs need glasses. How could you not call it?" And of course, the two clowns. I'm just sick and tired of these guys being such homers. I was so happy that MLB had the New York guys because Kyle, I don't know how you like Pence. Pence talks to you like you're a 6-year-old reject, like you've never played the baseball. And then you got an announcer who every single call he complains. My God, what's wrong with these refs? Oh, it's right over. No, it's not. God, it's so bad. But overall, I thought Ray tonight was unbelievable, completely dominated. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, was in total control. That's what an ace does, guys. That's what an ace does. But unfortunately, Lucchesi came in and finally got rocked. And I thought what was nice is when it looked like the Mets were going crazy is the new Giant, former Met, came in and sort of held the save. So, I wanted to bring that up. It was, but it was rocking. The place was sold out. And that NCSL, I completely agree. They are the worst broadcast duo in baseball. I completely agree. I can't even listen anymore. So,
yeah, absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And by the way, Yaz hit a home run in his first at bat tonight.
Yeah,
with the Royals. 2-run homer off of Gosman.
Another former Giant reject. Yep.
But I want to talk a little bit about. Let's get the stars out of the game, and then I've got something to read. Regarding Rafael Devers that was sent to me in a text I received on the UMA guest line here from senior softball games. But stars of the game tonight, I am going to go with, I'll go with Robbie Ray as my number 1. I'm going to go number 2. I'm going to go Rodriguez for being able to get out of that. And then Pat Bailey, he got the winning hit, and he was 2 for 4, and he actually didn't strike out tonight. So he is there's my 3 stars, and my what's the word I want to use? Not the GOAT. That's not the. What's the opposite of the GOAT? The Devers, 4 strikeouts in his first 4 bats. Come on, dude! And their fastballs right in the wheelhouse.
He did that the other night too.
Yeah, right in the wheelhouse. So give me your 3 stars, Lou, and then I want to.
Sure, I'll go quick. I'm going to go Ray, my number 1 star too. My number 2 star, I'm going to give it to Matos. He got a big hit, but a small thing he did tonight in right field when the Mets had a huge chance to take the lead. He made a great catch in right. It might be overlooked, but it was placed perfect. He made it look easy. I don't know if Yaz would have made it. So I'm going to give Matos my number 2 star. And number 3, I'm going to give it to Bailey because that double down the line was key, gave the first run. And, I thought it was good. McRae, Dominic Smith, yes. But,
right. Well, I keep saying Bailey got the winning hit.
Yeah.
It was Dom
Dominic,
Smith in the 10th. But
it was good. It was good. They can't keep losing every game. So, day off was good. Now these guys know they're not going to be traded. We know what we have. The bullpen is going to take time. But, hey, a win's a win.
I know why Senior likes Pence. I get it. The different reason he was good to his son, which is pretty cool. Hey, Pence is a great dude. I just don't care for him on the Giants broadcast. I actually can listen to Hunter Pence on an Apple or Roku or whatever he's on. I think it's Apple. He does a much better job, but you team him up with the Giants and the circus comes out. I swear Larry Bear should just dress those guys up in clown outfits because the way they have to look, I don't even think it's Fleming's fault. I don't even think it's Pence's fault. I think it's Larry Bear. He's an insult to our intelligence. He has these guys play homer it up. Everything's got to be cha. Everything's got to be rah. So,
hey, Dan, before you talk about your speech, I do want to give a shout out in case people didn't hear. Probably one of the most famous announcers of at least the last 20 years for the 49ers, Golden State Warriors. Mr. Papa's got cancer. So on KBR, he hasn't been around. So our prayers are out with Mr. Papa, one of the great ones. Super great for the sport. In case you guys don't know about him, started very young. Has done the Warriors, the A's, the Niners. Great voice, great everything. Of course, the Raiders. And, the catchphrase, touchdown, San Francisco, touchdown, or Raiders, one of the best ones, at least of the 20 years of our generation. So we want to give the shout out and, pray for him and his family.
Yeah.
And he announced it himself. So, that's a little bit more, to him too. But go ahead, Dan. I just wanted to bring that up before we forgot.
So anyway, I want to read something to you guys that I got. And I'm starting to wonder here if this is an issue with what the Giants may be going through here with Rafi Devers. Take a listen to this. This is through AI. Why did the Red Sox trade Rafael Devers? And it's AI overview. The Boston Red Sox traded Rafi Devers to the San Francisco Giants primarily due to a lack of alignment and perceived issues with his leadership and clubhouse presence, despite his strong offensive production. The Red Sox front office reportedly felt Devers' attitude and willingness to embrace a position change after the injury to Tristan Casas were not in line with the team's goals and culture. The trade, which involved acquiring left-handed pitcher Kyle Harrison, Jordan Hicks, James Tibbs III, and right-hander Jose Bello, also allowed Boston to shed significant future salary obligations. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Lack of alignment. What does that mean? The Red Sox cited a lack of alignment with Devers, meaning they felt his perspective and approach to the team's needs were not in sync with the organization's goals. This was particularly evident in his reluctance to embrace a potential position change to first base after Tristan Casas' injury. Leadership concerns. While Devers was a highly productive hitter, the Red Sox felt his leadership and clubhouse presence were lacking. They expected him to set a positive example, but felt he wasn't living up to those responsibilities. And then financial considerations. The trade also provided the Red Sox with financial flexibility as they offloaded the remaining $254 million. So I just wonder if, in the Giants, he seems to be positive, but I wonder if that will eventually rub off on the Giants down the road. We'll see. I mean, if he's not hitting, if he doesn't hit, he's useless. I mean, he's got to hit. And I get all the comments over what everybody's saying. I'm not making judgment on Devers until next year. I'm thinking this year might just be a lost season. I'm gonna wait until next year's trade deadline and see what Devers does the first half. So I'm expecting Devers to come out and be much different hitter next year. The other thing that I've had some other people say and wonder is, does Devers have a bad back where he may need surgery to correct that? I don't know. He looks horrible when he runs, but he's out there on the field. He was able to get, go dive to the ground. So I'm not so sure if that's accurate either, but we'll see where this goes. But the Giants get off the losing streak. They stopped the losing skid at what, 6 games? Or was it
6, correct.
6. So that's I think that matches their season high. I don't think they've reached 7 yet.
Second time. Yep.
Yeah, second time was 6. So they stopped the skid. You never know how things go in baseball. Things bounce a different way. I mean, like you look at how the Mets rally tonight. The ball goes off of the reliever. Who was in there at the time? Was
our only lefty. What's the name?
Lucchesi. Yeah, went off Lucchesi.
Yeah.
Went off Lucchesi. What looked like it was going to be a double play, and then the ball bounces into left field of all places.
Yeah,
and
that's where you knew, oh my God, the Giants are going to choke it again.
Well, when they got that, and then the runner went over to third, and I thought, okay, it's going to be a tie game here. And then you thinking the Mets are going to win it. But the fact that the Giants were able to win this game, you never know what that can do to a clubhouse, to a team, gives them momentum. Balls bounce funny, and things have a way of evening themselves out. You saw Bailey smoke a ball to, that Alonso leaping catch to preserve the game last
night. Yeah.
Now he gets it over his head tonight. Giants win. So I think I just think this team, you just don't know what to expect. I mean, if they can come out and win tomorrow and then somehow pull off a reverse sweep it, get back to the Mets, everything's looking a little better. But the Padres are going to keep winning, guys. The Padres won tonight 4-1. They get to the bullpen, it's lights out. It's over. I mean, if you look at the Padres, if you look at their box score tonight, the Padres, hold on here. Let me see who's pitching here. Yep, doggone it. I should have picked him up.
Me and Dan are going to have so much fun. We're going to San Diego to see the Giants. We got our tickets today, right above the third baseline by the Giants dugout, 11 rows off the field. We're excited, but we know when we go, the Giants going to have the lead or be tied by the 6th, because it's going to be hard to score, late. So.
Well, that's, yeah. But, you look at the Padres tonight, and they go out and, you look at the pitching for the Padres, what they throw out there. They get Nick Pivetta, who's been great all year, goes 7 strong innings, gives up 1 run. Mason Miller comes in the 8th, gives up a couple hits, but no runs. And then Suarez comes in the 9th, shuts it down, and they still got Adam and Estrada and Morjan. So they've got 5 deep. They get to realistically, you can get the starter to go 4. Now, that's how you win a World Series in the playoffs, because a lot of times starters are getting yanked after the 4th inning in the playoffs because it's such a high-pressure situation. If they feel the starter's losing it a little bit, they'll just go to their bullpen. And if you can throw a guy an inning, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, bingo. So I like the Padres' chances this year. I liked them last year, Lou. I thought they were the best team. The Dodgers were able to get to them. We'll see how this thing goes this year.
If they win Game 4, do they win the World Series?
Last year?
Yeah.
If they were up 2-1 and they won the series, they would have played the Mets, right? In the championship series.
They would have.
Yeah, I think the Padres. I think they're better this year though with the pitching.
Yeah,
they're even better.
You got to like what the GM did. There's not 2 straight years. I mean,
yeah.
And the other thing about them is they're getting hot at the right time. They won 6 in a row. They took their things. The Dodgers are only up 3, and it's not like they're healthy. Not everyone's coming back yet. And what's funny is when me and Dan are in San Diego, the Giants are there, and then a huge weekend series. The Dodgers are going to be there right after. I mean, it's going to be sort of chaotic that Friday. So,
yeah. NorCal Sports Talk Live says, "Yep, Giants will win." That's about right. 20 to 25 more games this season because of simple math, and homers will tell you after each of those individual wins that the Giants are proving the haters wrong. Yeah. Look, I want to point something out, guys, that I think will make sense for some of you guys. Some of you guys, maybe not. But we talk about the Giants going out and making trades. And we're excited because we got the 10th and 12th prospects. And in the Yankees, we got their catcher was their 25th ranked prospect. And we get all excited thinking, but let me ask you this. If I read to you the names.
Who's our 25th prospect, Dan?
Our 25th prospect is, it's Junior Marte, the guy we got from the Royals in the Yaz deal. But right before that, it was Reggie Crawford, I'm assuming. He was 26. So are we that excited? How about Maui Ahuna and Joe Whitman? They were 10 and 12. Now they've added Blake Tidwell in the trade as the 12th prospect and Drew Gilbert, the 13th. So we get all excited about some of these guys. Or how about the 8th prospect, Argenis Kayama? Look, some of these prospects, Carson Wisenhunt's our 3rd ranked prospect. I don't know about you guys. I don't think he's going to be that big of a deal. I see more like Andrew Suarez that was here in 2018, the lefty, and was like, oh, wow, we got Andrew Suarez. Look, Wisenhunt has basically 2 pitches, whatever you want to call his cutter, fastball, sinker, whatever it is, the 92 to 94 versus his Bugs Bunny changeup out of the same arm slot, angle, all that. And then you got whatever 3rd pitch he's working on. I don't think he's going to be a big-time starter. I think he'd be more of a reliever eventually.
Yeah. And Dan, a changeup in AAA might work, but your changeup has to be like something you've never seen when you're in the major leagues. You remember you spoke about the one guy who threw the changeup last year in the playoffs and then against the Giants like 14 straight times. That's a great changeup. Wisenhunt has a good changeup just because the Giants make it out like it's the greatest changeup you've ever seen. When you go to that next level, it's a lot different.
Dallas says our 25th prospect is Spencer Sanders, a 12-year-old shortstop in San Bernardino. The kid can hit. Yeah. Look, I don't get excited about a lot of these prospects, to be honest with you, because I I'll believe it when I see it. Really, Eldridge, the kid probably that to me, their number 2 prospect now is Jesar De Jesus Gonzalez. Well, let's just hope he's not Marco Luciano II, because we had Marco at the top for 5-6 years. Here he comes, and we haven't seen him. Well, we saw a little bit of him, but he may not even be able to make it. Marketing Pro says Coach Dan is right. Wisenhunt can't carry Baumgartner jockstrap. Absolutely. Yeah, he's not. Look, this guy, I'm not going to be all that impressed by. Everybody's like Wisenhunt. I'm not that high on him. Not as a starting pitcher. He'll have occasional good outings. He'll have some occasional. He'll look good, but I don't think he's going to be the guy. He wasn't dominant in that dominant in the minors. So
if we didn't have injuries, would he still be down in AAA? If we weren't desperate for a starting pitcher,
he'd probably still be there for sure. Yeah,
that tells you something right there, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say something about Mitchell. Great call. I forgot to bring that up. I spoke to Daniel. You and Larry last night on Marty's show killed it. You guys, he was speechless. You guys controlled the show. You spoke the truth. It was very well done. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah. Thanks. Philip, what pitcher is this? 1980 to 1990, 176 wins, 30 shutouts, 48.1 WAR, 6 All-Stars, top 7 in ERA, strikeouts, complete games. 1980 to 1990.
82, 83, Dodger, lefty.
80 to 90. What pitcher? That's not Glavine. He was more of the 90s, late 80s, 90s. That doesn't sound like any 30 shutouts, 6 All-Stars. How about Fernando Valenzuela?
That would have been my guess.
Who is it? Who is it, Philip? My guess is Fernando. Dave Steve of the Toronto Blue Jays.
All right.
Wow.
People forget about Toronto back then.
Interesting.
I see Dave Dave Steve is located now up in Reno. He hangs out at the Peppermill Casino and he bets the horses. Super nice guy. I always see him there, just so you guys know. So in case you think you see him in Reno, it is him.
You got to go up there and tell him, hey man, you had a lot of shutouts in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what? Hold on here. Let me do something. I'm kind of a little bit for some reason I'm fading here. I'm a little tired, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's a late show.
Yeah, I was out tonight, so I got a chance to see the game. It was really quick up through the first 7 innings, then it kind of slowed down. I thought the game was going to be over like 6:30 the way the game was going, and so I had to leave just before 6:30, but I was able to watch the rest of the game on my phone.
Hey, Dad, before we forget, can we talk about tomorrow's starter for the Giants? I know you love his name, but
1 second. Let me send this out here. Okay. All right. Dallas, if you want to join us on the show, feel free to hop in. I need a pinch hitter. I'm tired. Oh,
We can make it a quick one. Tomorrow, we have a pitcher that hasn't pitched in the major leagues. So I wanted to ask your opinion before we forget.
For the Giants?
Yep.
Who's pitching tomorrow? I know before I didn't see
your buddy, KWT.
Oh, Kaiwei Tang.
Correct.
Wow.
So is he going to be more of a bullpen game? Is he a starter? Tell the chat and myself, what should we expect for him in the Big Apple in a big game like that?
Setting him up in the Big Apple's interesting because for a guy that doesn't have much of a of a history. I mean, I saw him a little bit last year. If he hasn't improved, he was throwing up meatballs. But they're going with Kaiwei Tang and then probably Wisenhunt on Sunday. That's in New York. That's going to be tough for both of those guys. You know, if Tang can get through five,
Wisenhunt on Sunday. Yeah.
If Tang can get through 5 and give up 2 runs or less, then it would be a pretty successful. Even if he did 3, I mean, this guy has the potential to get lit up. I mean, he's been better this year in Sacramento, but you get to the big leagues. I mean, look at that Mets lineup. You know, once they get to Lindor, Soto, and Alonso, it's like murder's row almost. That's a tough situation. We welcome in Dallas to the stage.
Howdy.
What's up, Dallas?
Nice
How's
lid.
it going?
Good.
Oh, good. Man, I'm feeling a little tired. I got my little sticker here on my ball cap here. You know, these ball caps come with a little
yeah, what does it say? Size 8 3/4?
Look at that. I'm going to throw a fastball at you guys. Look at the spin on that ball.
At least you're back to a Giants hat. It's been
it's been a week.
A week, I think.
Yeah, then we had the All-Star break, right? Or not the All-Star break, but the trade. We had that. Yeah, and we had the Thursday. Yeah, it's been since Atlanta.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking I might not break this hat out until Monday. But they get it done.
But they got it done.
And you know what?
When they scored 4 runs, that's like 10 runs for other teams.
Yeah.
So when they score 4, they usually win.
You know what this team will probably do? They will tease us with some winning streak and go 5-1 on this road trip. Just watch. Yeah. And then they'll come back and everybody say, see, we're right in it. And then I've seen this for years and years. They will
get our hopes up again for sure.
Yeah. The Giants will do something to make it look like they are in it. At the end, they probably finish somewhere within a game or 2 of 500 either way. That's probably where it ends up.
I've been saying that.
Well, they're 500 now. If they go 500 the rest of the way, they'll still be at 500. So
yep. I mean, they just have a way of doing that. This is what teams do. Look, even if they are playing better teams, they're capable of still winning. And baseball's just that way. I mean,
but in a way, it takes the pressure off. If you can, which helps them actually. You know, they were probably grinding too hard. You know, when their backs were against the wall and they had to win, otherwise, and it just didn't work out. And they went on the schneid at the exact worst time. But now the rest of the way, hopefully they can, you know, build some momentum, get some guys hot, see what McRae and
I don't even want to see what McRae does. Look, I've already got my number on McRae. He's going to hit some home runs. He strikes out way too much. You knew he was
going to hit home runs. I don't want him to hit a single home run. I want him to get up there and bunt and try and beat him out to first base.
But that's not what he's up there to do. He's not going to do it. I knew that he was going to strike out the last at bat he had, whatever. I can't even remember what inning it was, but I was like, There's no way he hits the ball, especially when he gets down 0-2. I'm like, look,
no,
this team has, I don't even know why he's up, to be honest with you. Just because Yaz left and you need a lefty. I don't need to see a lefty.
No, let Matos get some at-bats against right-handers, because if you're a major league ball player, you got to get at-bats. But I guarantee McRae's in there tomorrow starting.
And I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to be so pissed off if they do that, and I'm going to be pissed off if Wisely shows up in the infield again for Schmidt. I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see Wisely. He's not part of the future.
I don't think we'll see him again.
You don't, or you do?
I don't think we'll see Wisely again.
I have a feeling they will. I just, especially if Schmidt goes 0-4, they'll just like, oh, Wisely, we got to give Wisely a day in here against the righty. Look, I haven't seen
he's
Schmidt.
Gone. They moved him down.
Did Wisely get moved down?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, for Koss.
Koss, yeah. Which I like Koss better.
Yeah, I like Koss better too. But I haven't seen Schmidt make any errors at second base. They still want to blame the one he threw the ball to Rogers. What was he supposed to do? Eat it, I guess. I mean,
I guess he's been fine there.
And he threw
makes
the
some
ball.
Great plays.
How does he know that Rogers
is going to stop?
Not looking. I mean, he looks and he hesitates because he's not looking, but then he figures, oh, he'll turn his head. I got to get this guy at first base, get him out. And it's like, I don't get it. So, I don't know if he's going to be the answer at second base, but I just want to see him play because two things happen. He plays, either gets better or you find out people might want offers in the off season. You do the same thing with Matos. I would, Flores is hurt. It looks like. I hate to see guys get hurt, but this might be a real blessing in disguise. Put him on the IL if he's not going to be able to play. Bring up Luciano, put him in left field, stick Ramos at the DH slot, and see what Luciano can do. If Luciano is, you're going to have to make a decision on him in the offseason. Either you're trading him or waiving him or he makes the team next year. Well, if he's going to make the team next year, let's see what he does the last 50 games. There's no pressure. There's no pressure on these guys. I know they want to win, and I think they believe they can still compete for this wild card, but you got to look at the handwriting on the wall sometimes and say the odds are really stacked against you. You're not going to beat San Diego 7 times. The likelihood is you'll be lucky to win 3 of the 7.
3.
If you win 3 of the 7, you lose a game. And if you win 4 of the 7, you gain a game. You're still going to be, and the fact is, you got to hope San Diego loses 3 in a row somewhere, and the Giants win 3 in a row, and you say, okay, now we're within some striking distance. But
I don't see San Diego slowing down. I
don't either. The likelihood is
win the division.
Yeah, they're 6 out. The likelihood is it gets larger than smaller.
No, they're going to finish 8th. The Giants will finish 8th. If you look at the standings right now, and Dan, you can put them up. The Padres have a 3.5 game lead over Cincinnati. Cincinnati's won 2 in a row. They are 2.5. Giants are 2.5, 6 behind the Reds. St. Louis is 6.5 behind San Diego, and Miami's only 7. Miami off a big win tonight. Who knows? They might come in tomorrow and win again.
I'm not going to look at the standings. I don't think the Giants are going to make the playoffs. I think they're done. If they happen to win 10 in a row or whatever, then maybe I'll start looking at the standings. But at this point, they need to evaluate for next year and figure out what they have.
Me, Dallas, if they win 8 out of 10 during some 10-game stretch.
Yeah, next year,
won't shock
maybe.
me. No, I'm saying this year just because it's what the Giants do. And then they'll give it right back. They may go 4 or 5 under before they do that. And then they win 8 in a row. And then they look, they're going to finish right around 500, give or take 2 to 3 games. They're either going to go 78 and 84, or they could go as high as 84 and 78. Or the likelihood is they're going to finish around that 78 to 80 win mark. That's where I think they're going to end up.
But if they can get on a streak and finish 5 over, and they'll miss the playoffs, but that's an improvement over the past.
Guys, let me ask you guys this, because we're looking at this situations. We look at just looking at the standings. You see the Marlins, like you said, 1 game behind the Giants. Had the Giants lost tonight, they would have been tied with the Marlins, and the Marlins would have had a little edge in winning percentage. But, Marlins have been playing really well, coming back from 22 back of 500. They're only 2 under. What I want to ask you guys is this ball club of the Giants. We look at it and we say, they're dead, they're done. And that looks like pretty accurate description. But they do have some professional players that could get hot. Chapman could get very hot. Adames could get hot. Devers could get hot. Jung-Hoo Lee could get hot. All their 4 guys. Ramos could get hot. If all 5 of those guys got hot at the same time, they would all of a sudden look like and it only takes a 1 to 2 week stretch where, I mentioned 5 guys, but if 3 or 4 of those guys get hot at the same time, and I'm not talking hot like hitting 500 plus for a week or 2. I'm talking
just coming through in the clutch occasionally.
Just start hitting what they're paid to do. This team could rattle off, 5, 6 in a row, just like that.
Sure. You look at the Marlins. They were 14-12 in June and 15-10 in July. They're heated up.
Yeah.
I wrote them off early in the year, and then they've been doing that. So you never know.
So
Dan, I understand what you're saying with the offense, but aren't you concerned about our pitching and our reconstructed bullpen?
I don't think it's a winning formula. I'm not saying that this team's good. I'm saying
you're just saying typical Giants, another tease job.
Yeah, and any baseball team. I've seen baseball teams that are awful win 6, 7 games in a row. It can happen. And if they're playing a little looser, it might be that they actually start playing better. I think this team tensed up like crazy when they got Devers, thinking, oh, wow, the pressure's on. And I think they started losing a couple games, and then it snowballed into more, and they'd win a game or 2 here or there, but they just, and I don't think anything's changed drastically. I don't think these guys are world beaters. They're hitters. I don't think Adames is a hit for average guy. I think he's a 240-ish, 245 hitter. I think Chapman's a 240 hitter, and Chapman gets to 240 by hitting 200, and hitting 300 and in different times of the season. He'll go for a long time and hit 150 to 200 for weeks, and then he'll go 300 to 400 for a week or 2 and raise his batting average 20 points in a week. That's what Chapman does. He doesn't just hit you 240 and stay at 240. He's all over the board.
The problem with this team is that for the whole season, they haven't had more than 2 guys hot at any given time. If they were to get 3 guys that were playing well at the same time, then they'd score 4 runs a game. In games where the Giants have scored 4 runs, at least 4 runs, they have a 68% winning percentage. That would be 110 wins if they scored 4 runs a game.
Wow.
it makes a huge difference when they could just score a few runs. So the team has the capability of getting hot if some people start hitting. That hasn't been the case yet. It hasn't happened yet. So odds are probably still doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But
where is everybody
does,
tonight too, by the way?
They are capable.
Where is everybody? I know we started later at 9:30 because I was out tonight, but they win a game and we only have like 2.25 in here. They lose. They keep losing. We have 400, sometimes 500 plus in here. So guys, are you? I'm running a channel here. Do you? I kind of do. We do a little better when the Giants lose. So I don't know what's
before us. Eric started before you tonight, so he stole some people.
Yeah, and it is Friday night. People have a life. It's not like they work and then, oh my God, guess what? Dan and Lou and Dallas are on tonight. I don't want to have plans. I'll just stay home.
I think he started at 9 because
the other thing, Dan, out here in the Bay Area, Grateful Dead are playing 3 shows, Golden Gate Park. It actually is decent weather, so some people might have other plans. Just so you know.
Yeah, Philip doesn't want any reason. Yeah, this is why I wanted the Giants to lose last year at the end of the season. I wanted Farhan gone. I hear what Philip's saying, because if you really can see through what's going on in good measure, you see, like, do you really want to run it back with the same stuff and the same, like, just vibes? I don't think you do. I think fresh blood, young fresh blood, that you get a manager that, I think of Nick Hundley, who was a catcher, who's with Bruce Bochy in Texas. I hear good things about Nick. I met him, talked to him for about 10 minutes a couple years ago down at the baseball winter meetings. Super guy, Nick Hundley. And, I think he would be really good. I think a guy like Eric Kratz, who was a catcher with with many teams, but he caught with the Giants shortly. You see him on MLB Network. He's kind of like, he's this guy, it's not AJ Przinsky, but it's Eric Kratz. He's a guy that's got some personality to him. A Yadier Molina, somebody completely outside the organization, to me would be excellent, because you get the Cardinal way, and the Cardinal way was just win, be in the playoffs all the time. And
so, Dan, what do you think about Larry's take? I'm sure most people here watched the Marty Lurie show yesterday. Larry was adamant that Melvin's gone. And even though they signed an extension, doesn't matter. He didn't come through this year. I think the Giants extending somebody for $4 million or whatever, he'll be back. But I don't know. Is that just Larry being optimistic, or do you think there's a real shot that Melvin's not back?
Oh, I think there's a definite shot that Melvin's not back. I think it goes how the rest of the season finishes. It's going to all depend on how they play, not necessarily wins and losses, but are they playing better fundamentally? Are they mentally in the game? Are the players excited? Are the players, I watched that game Thursday or Wednesday at home when they lost to the Pirates, and I was looking at the dugout, and it looked like a morgue in there. And I think a lot of players were nervous about being dealt. There was nobody that was like pulling for each other.
They sucked it up for the past 2 weeks.
And I think now that the trade deadline's gone, let's see how this team reacts. Let's see if they play better, more inspired. I'm looking for inspired baseball. I'm looking for guys that I want to see fundamental baseball. I want to see guys be able to bunt guys over. I want to see sack flies. I want to see baseball running. I want to see guys that actually look like they care. I want to see Melvin
come out of his coma and show emotion.
Yeah, show some emotion. I want to see him just.
And Dan, can you remember
out.
the last time they got booed by their own fans? They got booed in the ninth
inning. They got booed against Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you remember the last time that happened?
And rightfully so. It's ridiculous. You don't get swept twice at home. I mean, it hasn't happened in 100 years.
Yeah, over 100, right? About 130.
And they said it couldn't be as bad after Miami swept us.
But it's refreshing to see a game like tonight with no errors. They look like they are paying attention. Their head is in the game. Yeah,
that's what you want. That's what I'm looking for.
Stolen base. This clutch hitting it in the extra innings and a stolen base. I can't remember the last time I saw both
if I'm
of them.
Bob Melvin, I'm talking to my club and say, okay, guys, we got just over 50 games to go. And we're going to be playing these games, whether your heart's in it or not. We still got 50 plus games to go. I'm watching. Buster's watching. I'm looking at how you guys hustle and play the games. Some of you guys are playing for your baseball careers. And we're going to be watching intently. You have a chance and an opportunity to make your career in the second half. It can be a positive or a negative. It's going to be up to you. And let's go out and play the game that you grew up playing. It's a kid's game. You're getting paid to play a kid's game. Go have fun. Let your talent take over and use your head. Listen to us coaches. When we call certain plays, you better do it or there's going to be consequences the rest of the way. And guys aren't going to get playing time if they're making mental mistakes on a regular basis. So let's go out, have some fun, and let's see where things fall. Don't be looking at the scoreboard. Just go play the game. Play the game that you grew up loving and just go enjoy yourselves. And, the scoreboard will take care of itself. A month from now, you look at September 1st, you might be within 2 games of a wild card. You don't know. Just go out and play the game. And that's how I would be speaking to these guys. I would be firm, but, I wouldn't change my personality, who I am. I don't know if Melvin has that in him. That's how I would handle it. But I'm a little bit more direct and I'm a little bit more fiery. But at this point, these guys got to just go out and play. That's all they can do. And forget looking over your shoulder. I'd be having a talk with Matos if I'm Melvin and saying, look, Luis, this is your opportunity, one-on-one. 50 games to go. This is your opportunity to go prove to yourself that you belong. Don't be looking over your shoulder. I'm not pulling you the rest of the year. Go enjoy the game and prove that you want to be a Giant and you can play in this league. I trust you. I've seen you. I know you have the talent. I know you can do this job. We moved Yaz because we want to look at you. Now, don't go say that if you're going to jerk him around and put McRae in there. I don't want to see Rodney McRae or whatever his name is, Grant McRae. I know Grant McRae can't hit, okay? Matos doesn't strike out. We don't need another 30% strikeout guy in the lineup, okay? I know McRae's got tools. He's got speed, but let's see what Matos can do. Luis, you may play some right. You may play some left. Because I'm going to get McRae in it, but you're playing the rest of the season. And I would just go at that. You know what? You might light a fire under this guy. You might say, wow, I'm not have to look over my shoulder. I'm not going to be I'm going to be in the lineup every day. And you know what? It's up to him. And if he stinks, guess what? At least you know. You don't have to guess going into 26. Is Matos part of the plan?
Yeah, for McRae, I mean, if Devers gets on base in the 8th inning or Wilmer gets on base, then just pinch run him and just try and squeak out a run. Steal a base, steal another base, get a fly ball, just try to put the pressure on them and, use McRae where his strength is. But yeah, having another guy striking out 30% of the time, it's not helpful.
They don't need that in this lineup. If they had a group of contact hitters, you could afford to let him play. But this guy, he doesn't.
Hey, this is Luis Matos.
He doesn't strike out nearly as much as the rest of the team. He strikes out, of course, but it's manageable. It's around 15%.
He swung at a bad one tonight. He should not be swinging at balls over his head. That's ridiculous.
That one looked bad. Yeah,
that happens to guys. Yeah. I think sometimes you're like, all right, I'm going up and I'm swinging,
if you go up with the mindset, you see it happen a lot with a 3-2 count. You notice because the guy's going like, okay, I'm swinging anything close, and then the ball breaks out 2 feet off, and the guy's like, oh, I was committed to swing before he even threw the pitch. Right. And that's when you see a guy that, I like some of the things I'm seeing with Schmidt. Didn't he work an 0-2 count into a walk tonight? Or somebody did. Who did that? Chapman? Somebody worked an 0-2 count into a walk.
Late in the game.
Who was it?
It was late in the game.
Can't remember. Anyway.
I think it was Casey. And then Lee came up after. Yeah, I think it was Casey.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was Casey because he flipped the bat rope.
Yeah,
he threw the bat over to the dugout. Yeah.
No,
0-2 to a walk.
Yeah, and you would have never saw that a year or two ago with Casey. He would have just struck out, and he's learning to read pitches more. And you know what? This is why I say play Matos. Because when you're up there every day and you start seeing pitches, you can start to develop a better eye for what, and you can also get into a really bad, chasing spell too. But you got to work these guys out. Matos may not be the guy. I mean, odds are if I was betting on him, I'm kind of leaning toward that he may not be the guy. I first was really high on him, but he chases a lot of pitches. He pops up a lot. He doesn't have plate discipline that he may need to make it. But if he can develop that, and, I've seen him in the minors. He has some really raw talent, but maybe this level, he just doesn't. But I'm convinced that McRae, look, he struck out 30% of the time almost in AAA this year. Okay. When he starts seeing major league pitchers, that's not going to go down unless he's going to, get hit all the time. Not a hit, get hit. He's going to have to stick his shoulder in the across the plate or something. But
let him do that. But that's the only thing I like about McRae is that I'm just so starved for speed. The Giants are the slowest team I've ever seen. They don't run. Dom Smith got a stolen base, and it was like he only got it because they didn't think it would happen. It was just like, wait, he's running.
Yeah.
And they had. Did they have a stolen base? They had one stolen base on the homestand, I think.
Yeah.
One or two, I can't remember, but it was almost
nothing. 3 attempts in the whole month of July.
3 attempts in the month of July.
Attempts in the whole month. Hey, but July's gone too. You guys got to remember it's a new month. They're 1-0, so
maybe August is the. How did they do? What was their record in July? Like 7-20. What was it?
Let's see if Dallas has it. I don't have it in front of me.
I got it here. In July, they went 9-15.
Oh, not as bad as I thought. 9. What did they do in June?
13-14. May and June, both 13-14.
So 9-15. So how about August giving us a, 16 and
like 12.
Well, you got more games in August and July because you don't have an all-star break. So you probably got 28, 29 games, I would imagine, in August. How about like a 18-10?
Sure. I'll take it. It's possible, but I think you're right. They just need to, each player needs to just don't worry about the score, work on their game, make every play, put together quality at bats, see pitches, put the ball in play, and if everybody does that, if everybody makes every play, if everyone puts together professional at bats, then they're going to win games.
Oh, I've seen Giants teams when they were awful in the 70s growing up as a kid in August where they're not even in it. I've seen them win 7 in a row. Okay.
They're 30 games below 500 and they win 7 in a row.
Yeah. It happens. So if they can put it together, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I just don't see it, but at least finish strong. And
that's all we can ask.
Just go out and play inspired baseball. Forget trying. I mean, Endeavors just needs to go up there and try and make contact. He's trying to kill it.
Exactly. That's what I see. He's trying to hit it out of the stadium.
I mean,
and what's nice is
so
when
hard.
he goes the opposite. Yeah, when he goes the opposite way, nice line drive to left, no problem.
He swings so hard.
They should tell him that, though. They should say, hey, buddy, we're out of it. So just try to get a hit every time. Don't, some of them will go over the fence, but don't be trying to kill it. Just spray the ball around.
I almost wonder if that green monster just contributed so much where he could just poke it out there, just loft it up in the air 300. What is the green monster, like 315 feet or something?
I think it's 318 down the line. It goes to 370 and then they have that little weird area. I mean, it's pretty short.
But you sure it's 350 line? I thought it was.
Yeah, but you got to remember, it's how big's the wall? 60 feet?
No, I think it's 37 or something.
I thought it got bigger. They have the seats up top now.
I think it's 37 feet or something, if I recall. Let me see. Hey Siri, how tall is the green monster at Fenway Park?
37 feet, 2 inches.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, 37. So, I mean, you just have to kind of get the ball up in the air.
Fungo. Just a fungo, as you call
it.
And
he's done that a few times at Oracle, and it's just gone to die for an out. So you almost wonder if he's trying to pull it now because he's getting used to. I mean, you're on the road now, but yeah, exactly, Senior. He's pulling his head. He's just trying to jack it it looks like he's trying to, win a distance contest on the home run. He's just swinging for the fences, it looks like. And I know sometimes he'll hit a ball on the rope and he'll hit it hard and it'll be a double and it's not put in the air, but sometimes he just needs to first of all, lay off the high stuff, make him come into the zone more, and punch it into left field with a line drive. He doesn't have to,
And I think it has a lot to do with the Giants team in general. They play almost every game as a one-run game. And so he knows this, and he knows that he has the ability to tie the game or win the game with every at-bat he goes up there. And then he has absolutely no faith in the guys hitting behind him. He knows that if he doesn't win the game, then they lose the game, right? Because no one else is going to get a hit. So he's up there trying to do the damage, and that's just not a good recipe, especially when you're not going good. So he has to get down to the basics, just try to, go back to making contact. You can't be striking out 4 times.
I mean, did you see Dominic Smith today's bat in the 10th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just so easy, made contact, and the ball flew to center field. He didn't try to overhit it. He went up. He knew the guy's throwing 98 miles an hour. I just seen him make contact, take it back up the middle. That's all it was.
Yeah, we see so little of that with this team.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so surprised to see that because it was just a hard hit right up the middle, got through.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fenway, it's actually has a little bit of similarity to Oracle in deep right center or straightaway center. If you look at the actual dimensions of Fenway, it's 310 down the left field line, and then it,
310.
So right out here in this area, my guess is just based on the way that line goes, it's probably right here is probably about 340. If you look at the plate, if you go home plate to here, it's a little more than just straight line. So it's probably 330 right here, 340, and it, just gets probably 355 in here, and then boom,
Is the pesky pole, that's 302. On the other side, the foul pole, is it 310 is the foul pole?
On the left field line,
I didn't see the whole thing. Okay, sorry.
So, and then, but where it gets
the thing is that going opposite field for Devers, to get it over that wall, he probably learned how to do that. But to go opposite field at Oracle and hit a home run, you have to kill the ball to get it out over there.
Yeah.
Especially at night.
But this
Especially
is where
at night. It's just not going to go.
It's like, I lose. Come on. Anyway, I don't know what happened. Okay. This is where it gets a little bit like Oracle. You see 420 out there into almost straightaway center. And it's a really odd shaped park. It goes from 420 to 389 pretty quickly in that area. So you have that deep part. Is this where where is the short port fence? Is it right out in this area out here? I can't,
just down the line.
No, there's a little fence in right center field. I've seen guys make catches
out. It's before it shoots
it sticks out.
Yeah, before it sticks out is the short fence.
I've seen guys catch it and fall into like the bullpen or something. Yeah. So to me, it looks like the left field situation really benefited Devers, where you can, because he's got pop and can put it in the air. If he hits it 350 or even, 330, it's going off the wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here it goes. I mean, I think the left field, it's pretty reasonable down the line in left field at Oracle, but it jets out.
Right,
and I think
line,
it's right down the line over that.
When you hit it in that tunnel down there, it's not that hard.
Right. But you get it into left center, it gets out there into 385 range.
Right.
370.
But even the distances, the ball just doesn't travel as far.
Yeah. Especially the winds have been really kind of high the last homestand. If you look at the flags, they were really blowing. But, where you get your best weather at Oracle, late September, early October, no wind.
Indian summer.
Yeah, it's just the best time of year. And then, for a team that hasn't, this is what we got to start talking about as well. And as fans, look, we were pretty spoiled with the 90s. We got late 80s, we got Hum Baby. You got 87, you got a baseball, you got a division, 89 division World Series. They were winning in early 90s, and then 93 season was unbelievable. We all know that story with the getting knocked out, winning 103 games. And then, you had the 97 season, win the division. 98, they lose to the Cubs in a wild card playoff to see who would be the wild card. 99, they just miss out. 2000, they win the division. 2001, you had the Bonds, 73 homer. 2002, you had the World Series. 2003, you had a division title. 2004 was a winning record. And then 05 through 08 were losing. And then 9, they win 87, 88 games in roughly, if I recall, in 09. And then, of course, you got 10 through 16, all winning years except the 2013 season. And then, we got kind of accustomed to that. I just rattled off a period from like 87 to 16. What is that? Almost 30 years, right? Almost 30 years of you can count on less than 2 hands where they were not competitive. I mean, 05 to 08, that's 4 years right there. But
that was the first
the
few
rest
years
of the time,
rough.
The rest of the time, pretty competitive from 87 on. You had a couple of rough years in 95 and 6 were real rough. There's 6 years. You had a rough year, I think, in 94 was the strike, but 95, 96 were awful. Early 90s, 91, 92 before you got Bonds. So maybe out of 30 years, maybe 8, 9 times out of the most. So 2/3 of the time you had a very competitive team. And now you look at where they've been since 17. We're on year 9. And this is going to be 8 of 9 years of non-competitive teams. When I say non-competitive, hanging around 500 or just under is not competitive. That's not that hard to do.
Each one of those times when they were good, they had a couple of good pitchers.
Bill Swift and in 93, what was
Burkett.
Bill Swift, Burkett, and who was the other one? There's one other one.
And that was the last time they had 2 20-game winners on the staff.
Did they have Garrelts that year, or was that before?
No, Garrelts.
89 was Garrelts, right? Yeah. So I just and you know what I think the difference is? You want to know what I really think the difference is? I think it's the leadership at the very, very top. You had Al Rosen in the 80s. You had Bob Quinn in the early 90s. You had Ned Colletti and Brian Sabian from 97 to basically through 16, 17. And then when Farhan came in, it was just like rip the franchise apart. I mean, not just the on field, but it, to me, took the life out of the franchise. It seems like it's come back this year till this recent skid. Like Buster was bringing back the vibe. The crowd was getting excited. I mean, you look at that, even though they lost the games, the crowd was into it. I put one of the key turning points, Dave Burba. Yeah, I remember Dave Burba. Yeah. I think one of the key points that we're going to look back on this season, when Patrick Bailey in the 10th inning against the Dodgers on Sunday, when Matos tied it up with a 2-run homer, the place was electric. They were dead all day. Matos comes up, ties it up. They got the momentum. In the 10th inning, the Dodgers don't score. We got our man on second, and Bailey cannot get him over to third on a bunt. And to me, with them losing that game, they win that game and go into the All-Star break on a different note, the vibe could have changed completely. That would have been, in my opinion, that would have been the best win of the year, because you would have beat the Dodgers in the series. You would have come from behind when you were down to your last out. You were getting shut out, and to come back and win that game, I think would have changed everything. Instead, they come out the second half completely flat and lose the first 4 games, swept in Toronto, lose the first game badly, and look horrible against Atlanta with all kinds of mistakes. And then they score 9 runs and win the next 2. And then they come home and lose 6 in a row. To me, I've got that turning point right there on Patrick Bailey's inability to get that bunt down.
Yeah,
nobody.
I think that's a great point, because 3 days earlier was the inside park against Philly on that Tuesday, with Bailey's inside the park homer. But then they came out and did a dud the next day where they got beat 13-0. Yeah, but you win 2 dramatic before the All-Star break, 2 very dramatic, and then 1 against your rivalry. Your biggest rivals. You don't know what happens when you come out.
I think you just go into the All-Star break with a totally different mindset. You just came back and you won the series. You had a packed house that was just really on fire. And I think you go into the break and you're like, man, that was a good finish to the first half. We beat Philly 2 out of 3. We beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3. And now you're feeling pretty good. But we'll never know. But I think certain things have turning points. And
and that was a turning point. And getting Devers, I mean, great trade. I like the move, but then he came in and we were playing the Dodgers and they pulled their starter. We pulled Harrison. We kind of just forfeited the game. This is a bullpen game, whatever. We lost the game, lost the last 2 in that series. And it added a little uncertainty. How's this going to work? They lost a little momentum there on that trade. And I'm not blaming it on Devers. I just think the way it worked out, they weren't quite the same after that. So
think about it. They made the.
Also, wasn't that the same week they gave Melvin the extra year?
Somewhere close to that. It was before the trade.
Before the trade, like the trade was on that Sunday.
Yeah,
I think that Monday or Tuesday is when they gave him the extra month.
Wasn't it after that? Didn't they go on on the Schneid? They were losing some games. They were playing badly, and then Buster came out and said, "No, we're not getting rid of Melvin. We're extending him." And then I don't know. We can look.
I thought Melvin. They signed Melvin like that Tuesday after we got swept by Miami, and then we came out and we did all right.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What was the diagnosis tonight on Wilmer? Did we hear anything?
I didn't hear anything.
What do you think it was when you watched it? Do you think it was a hammy or what do you think it was?
It was hard to tell. I'm not sure.
I saw the grimace on his face.
Yeah, I thought when he swung, maybe.
No, it was him running all the way down the line. It could be an ankle. I don't know. Sometimes when they step on the bag, it's an ankle. What are they saying? Day to day with him? What's the deal?
I saw day to day.
Wilmer Flores says nothing major. Might miss a day or 2. He thinks.
Oh, okay.
And Philip, Tom Murphy's coming back. He'll be back with us during the Pittsburgh part of the road trip. I know you're excited. Yeah, that's what it says.
They're not. No, they announced that.
Who says that?
He's August 4th through August 5th.
Who said that?
He said he's going to be. He'll be
Who
active.
Did? Who did?
I was looking at a Giants thing on the schedule. Hold on.
Andy Baggerly said that the Giants had washed their hands of him and that they were just writing it off as a loss.
Oh, maybe that's when the 60-day or whatever is done.
Yeah, but he's not coming back.
Well, I mean, it was a huge signing. Why wouldn't he come back? Why not?
Injury report. Where is their injury report?
Giants baseball. Nothing like it.
Yeah, I don't even see where I used to be able to find their injury report, but
yeah, they have it on air. So like if you go to tomorrow's game and then you look up let me see, is this right? I saw the game cast.
Wow.
Injury report. Wilmer Flores day to day. Estimated return August 2nd. Tom Murphy Estimated return August 5th. Ethan Small, starting pitcher, 7-day DL, coming back August 6th.
Maybe that's when he's eligible to come back. But
yeah, maybe that's what it is. I mean, are you sure he's batting 118 with a whopping 2 RBIs? Not bad for $4.2 million.
Wow. Robert Garcia blows a save tonight and the win, and gets the loss for the Texas Rangers. They were up 3-2 in Seattle. Big opportunity. Tonight. I'm glad I didn't pick him up. I thought about picking that guy up the other day for a closer.
The shortstop hit a homer. Their number 9 hitter to win it.
Crawford?
Whoever their number 9 hitter was.
Is it JP Crawford?
Let me see. Is that who you have on your team? Let's see. Seattle at home. Where is it?
No.
Whoever they're not. Here it is. The box score. Crawford. 2-run shot.
He's been doing pretty good.
I had Seattle, so I know they won. First pitch, they brought the reliever in.
Jeez. Oh, Robbie Dizzle, he just added J.P. Crawford. He must be watching our show. We were talking about J.P. Crawford. He just picked him up. And Robbie Dizzle, he picks up guys left and right. I love it. Oh, man.
All right, hey, Dan, tomorrow it's a day game.
Yeah, we'll be on at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock tomorrow night.
8 o'clock tomorrow night, guys. We're going to get out of here. We've been going 1 hour and 21.
Thanks, Dallas.
So,
yeah,
we'll get the band going here, guys. Appreciate you being here. Let's find the band. There we go. Giants post game, as tomorrow it's Kaiwei Tang. Let's hope he's not taking the highway after this game. But Kaiwei Tang going up against the Mets tomorrow. Who's the pitcher for the Mets tomorrow? Who we got? Let me take a look. MLB, tomorrow's game, Saturday. It is Kodai Senga. Okay. It's Japanese versus Korean. Tang's Korean, right? Huh?
That sounds right.
I think Tang is Korean.
All right. We just saw that guy a couple of days ago, and he was pretty good.
Yeah. So we'll see. Kaiwei Tang wearing number 66 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So 1 o'clock game, guys. 1:10 actually, to be precise. 1:10.
Yeah, Fox game of the week for us.
So we're getting close to football Saturdays too. That's going to be exciting. College football a month away. So a little bit
big Hall of Fame win last night. Big Hall of Fame win.
Yeah, big Hall of Fame win for the Chargers. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Giants Mets post game tomorrow night. You guys take care. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit that like button. See ya.